Yo, what's up, my alphabets? It is I, AlphaSinister, the one and only, and today I have a new type of thing on my channel. It's actually going to be a theory, and I've realized that a lot of people haven't been discussing this, even though it's quite obvious. Well, I mean, a lot of people have been discussing what I'm going to show you soon, but I noticed something that a lot of people haven't been talking about. And so for my theory, more like a speculation, is, well, something I'm going to discuss in this video. But before I say anything like that, here is a picture of what I'm talking about. Serebii.net recently posted a CoroCoro scan for Pokemon, I think it was like about Hoopa, something Unbound, Hoopa Unbound, like the Clash of Ages or something like that. But in this small corner of that scan, they mention they mention a new movie coming soon, but there's an unidentifiable Pokemon in those scans. Now, let me tell you something. This is probably not a Zygarde form, and I'll give you the reason why. I think that this is actually a new Pokemon from the 7th generation. And I actually have proof as to why that's possible. Now, if you think about it, Pokemon, when it comes to their movies, they always have a common thing going on, like a pattern. If you look at Pokemon the movie 2000, The Power of One, in Japan, it was released in July 17, 1999. And that's the same day, not the same day, but it was earlier than when Pokemon Gold and Silver were released in Japan. In Japan, they were released on November 21st, 1999. So basically, Pokemon made a movie of a Pokemon that hasn't even been released yet. That Pokemon is Lugia. Another example of this. In Pokemon Heroes Latios and Latias, they released this movie in Japan in July 13, 2002. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire was released November 21st, 2002 in Japan. Once again, they released Latios and Latias before the games were even released. Another common thing that happened, continuing the pattern, in July 16, 2005, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew was released. That's also before when Diamond and Pearl was released in Japan. In Japan, they were released in September 28, 2006. So as you can see, Lucario, Pokemon from the 4th generation, was released in a movie that was in the 3rd generation. Hoenn. Zoroark Master of Illusions was released in Japan July 10th, 2010. Meanwhile, Pokemon Black and White were released in September 18, 2010. Zoroark hasn't been released yet until this movie came out. And then, recently, this was like 2 years ago, Genesect and the Legend Awaken was released in Japan July 13, 2013. And it was representing Genesect, yes, but it also had Mega Mewtwo Y, which was a new thing because that's a Mega Evolution. They did this for Pokemon X and Y, and Pokemon X and Y were released worldwide October 12, 2013. If you guys don't see the pattern yet, let me explain it to you. Every single time the next generation is coming up, they always give you a Pokemon that can represent the next generation games. So it's very possible that this Pokemon from this screenshot from CoroCoro, from the CoroCoro scans, is most likely a new Pokemon. And this also brings up another topic because Pokemon Z is very possible now, because this movie is gonna come out next year. So what they'll likely do is that they want to have like the third installment for a game for that generation. The only generation that hasn't done this was the first generation, and well, there was a lot of problems with first generation. The developing team was small, so it's kind of understandable. But starting second generation, there has always been a third installment of the main games for that generation. Gold and Silver had Crystal. Ruby and Sapphire had Emerald. Diamond and Pearl had Platinum. Well, it's not really much of a third installment, but kind of is. But Black and White got Black and White 2. And now we're up to X and Y. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a third installment if this is not Zygarde. They may very well have a third installment. But I don't really have much to back up that information, other than the fact that this is most likely not Zygarde, and this is a Pokemon from the 7th generation. But tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Do you agree with me, or do you have anything that contradicts my statements? Because so far this is pretty believable. I'm not really sure if there's much to contradict what I said, but really, we can't really decide what's gonna happen in the future, so I guess all we could do now is wait for the future to come. So anyways, thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have enjoyed. Keep calm and succumb to Sableye. Thanks for watching.